They're taken in round 2 in the 2019 draft. Joining us now, because the Minnesota Vikings play the Seattle Seahawks on Sunday Night Football on NBC, our good friend Paul Allen, who will be calling the game remotely, right? You don't go to the road games. You're doing the radio call from where? Where do you do it from?
From the Vox Box at US Bank Stadium, and same place we call the home games. And, the first one against Indianapolis, we have the TV copy and an all 22 coaches angle. And it was tricky. Now, the second one against with Houston, I thought it got better, but thus 2020.
Yeah, that's how it all works, and you do a great job with the call. That's the only compliment you're ever going to get out of me. Tell me about the Vikings' plans, and let's start with DK Metcalf, because he really is unstoppable. You throw in Tyler Lockett, and you look at the issues the Vikings have had in the secondary this year with all the turnover and the reliance on young corners. You got any chance to slow these guys down, or is this just going to be who can score the most points?
Man, I mean, when you come into a game led by Mike Zimmer and you got Eric Hendricks who will play, I mean, you're supposed to have a chance. Now, I mean, no Daniil, no Anthony Barr. Barr for sure for the season. Daniil maybe. I mean, that makes it tough, obviously. And then you got those young corners. So the thing is, Mike, with this offense with Cook and Thielen and Jefferson, it gives you a chance right now into the second quarter of the season to stay in these games and win these games as the defense continues to mature. So I think it's going to be really high scoring. Saying the team's going to go there with or without the 12s and beat Seattle for the first time in a decade and a half, that's tough to do.
Hey, Paul, the Seahawks are obviously struggling on defense. They're dead last, 32nd in total defense. Decent against the run, but they've really struggled against the pass. Kirk Cousins last week had 260 yards, which is his season high. Is this a game maybe we see Kirk Cousins break out and really be the guy for them this week?
Hi, Shireen. Excellent question, because it was posed to me earlier with that Seattle nice run defense with Bobby Wagner, KJ Wright, Quandre Diggs, and Poona Ford. You know what? Vikings left tackle Riley Reif, right tackle Brian O'Neill, and center Garrett Bradbury in the run game are playing at an amazingly high level. So that's what Kubiak does. He runs, and those guys are good. So is Dalvin. So you run at him. Now, from a pass defense standpoint, they clearly have found ways to get Cousins around not being a straight pocket drop guy and to put up yards and points. And I'm just, when I heard Russell Wilson talking about DK Metcalf, I mean, with all due respect to DK in his second year, Thielen is markedly more accomplished than him, and this Justin Jefferson might be rookie of the year. So when I heard Russell talking about DK, it reminded me of people talking about Thielen and Jefferson.
Yeah, you know what, Paul, though, I'd still take DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett over Thielen and Jefferson, all due respect. They are all four very good, but there's something special about Metcalf, and I think the ceiling for him is unlimited.
I don't think you're right on that, and I rarely argue with you because you're lawyer raised and you always beat me. But Tyler and or DK have had Russell all their careers. Adam has not. So to do what Adam has done, despite the tumultuous nature of this offense at times, I've been waiting to say this for 19 years. You're wrong, and I'm right, and Shireen's always right.
I'm in a good mood today, and I'm being courteous to you since it's your first visit to PFTPM, so I'm not going to engage you or the further. Your hair really is fabulous today. I'm glad I'm glad it's not like I've seen some photos where it's like Albert Einstein on steroids, but what happened with the offense? It was going to be
Einstein-esque, but then when I knew Shireen was part of this, I'm like, all right, a little bit of gel, some hairspray, 54 years of age with that hairline. Shireen will appreciate it. Mike will be envious. And Mike's got nice hair, though.
I'm older than you. I'm 55.
Yeah, he's younger than us. How about that?
Yeah, I know.
Paul, you don't look younger than us. You don't look. I will say this:
with these "get off my lawn" type old man takes. Yeah, I know you're older than me.
Hey, tell me what happened to the offense between the first two games and the last two games, because I was ready to give up. I was saying tank for Trevor until they woke it up the last 2 weeks.
It's a great question, but I mean, seriously speaking, okay, Aaron Rodgers' performance in that first game of the whatever I've called in 19 years, it's the most in control, dominating quarterback performance I've ever witnessed live in my life. Both teams. Favre, Breeze came in here in 2011 and kind of did it, but so they came into it completely squared away. with the Vikings and all that youth and no preseason and that virtual offseason and Riley Reef situation, getting taken care of a little late, it just didn't click initially. Then in Tennessee, they hold him to 6 field goals. Sadly, one was a game winner. And the offense gets going, and the identity's there with Dalvin, and Jefferson blows up. So you just had to wait, man, because of no preseason games for Gladney and Dantzler. And Yannick Ngakoue got here like 72 hours before the first game, and Jefferson and so on. So that's the answer, whether people want to accept it or not.
You alluded to Ngakoue. How much have they missed, or have they missed, Daniel Hunter and Everson Griffin? I think those were their 2 leading sackers last year.
Yeah, well, without Daniil, it's been devastating. Now, the Daniil Hunter situation popped up right at the beginning of training camp. They were coy about it. As you know, Shireen, you've covered it forever. They're not obligated to give injury info at that time of the progression. But those in the know kind of knew it was bad, and it might be like season-long bad, but for now it's 4 games. And then Everson, they had every chance, and Everson had every chance to come here, and they had every chance to re-sign him, and it just never worked out. So I don't really know how that worked out. And, I texted Everson, who I like a lot. God bless you, man, and best of luck in Dallas. I want to see him do well. But now Ngakoue comes in, and he's different than anything we've had with Daniil and Everson, because Ngakoue's pass rushing guy. That's who he is. But now, specifically against Wilson, as you know, you got to get that contained, man. And Andre Patterson, the co-coordinator and the D-line coach, I ain't kidding you, he's the best in the NFL. And everybody will say it, including George Edwards down there in Dallas. So Patterson is kind of raising Ngakoue's overall games, getting better. But again, you got to be patient.
I tried to convince myself to pick the Vikings this week because of the fact that the Vikings are going to Seattle without the 12s, without the noise, the sound. It's deafening out there, even if there's just 10,000 people, the way they've designed that stadium. But I just couldn't ultimately do it. I just feel like the Seahawks offense will outperform the Vikings offense, even though the Seahawks defense isn't very good right now. And it'll be a lot better when it gets Jamal Adams back. I just couldn't pull the trigger. I think the Vikings cover the spread. Not that that matters in the standings, but make the case as to why I'm wrong on that point, that the Vikings will win. And if you're right, we'll never mention it again. If you're wrong, we'll play the tape Monday.
I mean, let's be square here, Michael and Shireen, is without this fan base, and Vikings quarterback Kirk Cousins has done some great things, specifically the last year and change. But he does have the fidgety gene, okay? Now, there are no 12s. Now, the injury report for Seattle, it's like that, okay? So they're either not playing or they're playing hurt. And they have the bye next week. If you can't really, really get them or go right down to the wire in an epic game on Sunday Night Football with Florio on TV, then it's probably never going to happen in that situation, because our offense is, I'm not kidding you, man. If our offense goes in there and we run up like 310 yards and 17 points, I had in there absolutely convinced this Jefferson, Thielen, Cook, Irv Smith Jr., Rudolph, the way the line's playing, we're going to score. So if Seattle wins, it's going to have to score 35 or more, mark my words.
Yeah, and I think it is going to be a high-scoring game, Paul. And we look forward to seeing it on Sunday night. And I'm sure all the Vikings fans who listen to you every week look forward to hearing you call the game. Before we let you go, though, we're curious. Is there
awesome.
No. Is there a dog behind you to your right? Is that a dog back there? We can't tell.
Teddy. Hey, Teddy. Come here.
Teddy hasn't moved. Is Teddy alive? Okay, he's going to get Teddy. Teddy looks like a good boy, but there's Teddy. Yeah,
Teddy.
What's up, Teddy?
Look, Teddy,
woke up for his nap.
And big mean Michael, you bite him. Okay?
Teddy's pissed. Teddy's like, "What did you do to me? What did you do to me?" Yeah, hi, Teddy. Teddy's a good boy.
Hi, Teddy.
Bye, guys.
All right, Paul. Take care, Teddy. Thanks.
Thanks,
all right.
Paul.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.